Aloha, this is Sky, the soulful progressive with FNN, Feminist News Network, the feminist news that's right for you. Welcome to Sky on location. Alright, giving you that soulful news you need, yes indeed. So, at the end of Black History Month, what do I want to talk about to you in the month of herstory? I want to talk about a New York Times opinion piece, a woman's right, written by the editorial board of the New York Times. This 8-part piece that I will give receipts and links on below is a very chilling and telling piece about how women's rights are being taken away. At the beginning of the piece, it states with pictures done by Damian Winter. It says, more and more laws are treating a fetus as a person and a woman as less of one, as states charge pregnant women with crimes. So there's a whole lot of pieces in regards to this where they take a woman that's had a stillbirth or miscarriage and they charge her with manslaughter. This is crazy. The rights in regards to Roe versus Wade are being chipped away bit by bit by extreme religious groups that are not even caring about the rights of the woman, even if it causes death. So let's take a look at the 8-part pieces. Part 1 is when prosecutors jail a mother. Very, very telling about a woman in New Jersey after going through a traumatic miscarriage was turned around and treated as if the birth was a crime. Ugliness. And 2, the feticide playbook, where they show you how these extremist groups go and change laws like those in Indiana that lock up women for having stillbirths and charging them with murder. And 3, the cost of complacency. The cost of complacency about Roe, meaning Roe versus Wade. We took for granted that these rights would always be around, would always protect women, but come to find out, they are being chipped at and broken away and destroyed. So now we got to take a look at how we can keep women's rights. And 4, slandering the unborn. Now, when I saw this part on Laura Flanders' show, they were talking about how they criminalize and bad science legitimizes crack babies, which was a total stereotype and does not really exist. Same as fetal alcohol syndrome, white women can have a crack baby too. So to define it down to one race was horrible, and it's almost ruined an entire generation. And number 5, the Mother Society condemns, where 4 is the slandering of black mothers, 5 is to talk about the opioid abuse that is rampant with white mothers and how they're condemned for their drug use instead of working on the systemic problems and the issues that cause them. And number 6, can a corpse give birth? We talk about the fight and the rights of institutions and facilities that try to take charge of a woman's body. Like in Florida, where they forced a woman to come in for a C-section or they threatened to call the police. Ugliness. Or how a woman in a coma is forced to stay in the coma and not have the cord pulled, even though it's on her directive, and just so she can give birth to a child that wasn't born alive. Ugliness. Part number 7 is how my stillbirth became a crime. Now, they did a video on this one. We're going to take a little look just to show you what this series is really about. Let's take a look and then discuss.
Experiencing a tragedy. I lost my daughter, and then I was prosecuted for it, incarcerated, shunned, shamed, sequestered. I shouldn't have been. Should never have happened. At the time, I was 36, a single mom, working at a minimum wage job, living in my family's home. To get knocked up, barely being able to take care of myself, not being able to take care of myself and my son, adding another child to that just was not feasible. And she looked at me and she was real serious and she said, well, I think you would need to make arrangements to find another place to live. I was so ashamed. At that point is when I really knew that I was gonna have to actually make a decision about her future. And that's when I decided to give my baby to some friends. I was 7 months along. Every day, whenever she was awake, she would be kicking. And then when I woke up that morning, after I was aware enough to think, I drove myself to the emergency room with the remains in the front passenger seat. I came in and I said, I need to see someone. Gave birth last night, and she didn't make it. They took the baby and were able to very quickly determine that it was a stillbirth. Several days later, the sheriff got me on the way home from the hospital, arrested me. They put handcuffs on me. They put me in the back of the police car. They said they were arresting me for concealing birth, took me straight to jail and booked me. I thought, who am I arrested for concealing it from? My mom? My dad?
I know that's right. That poor child. And to live with you already are suffering from what has happened to your child, and then to get smacked a charge on top of it, insensitive. And these people call themselves Christian. They call themselves spiritually religious, but they feel it's just as right to let these people go without the proper medical care they need and to lock them up for looking for it. Ugliness. And the final part to the series is the future of personhood nation. And it talks about how rights of women are slowly being taken away, and how the creation of these new bills are chipping away at it, creating a personhood nation, and how it's creating a personhood nation and a police state. And the women that are suffering the most are the women that are out there now. Any woman that is of birthing age is in trouble by the laws that are now being created. And they're in hopes with the evilness that has now been selected unto the Supreme Court that they can change this. If there's one last breath in Ruth Bader Ginsburg, believe me, she's going to keep the women in line to make sure it doesn't go through. Believe that. And this is a very good 8-part series. It could be written in some of the parts a little bit better, coming from the woman's point of view, but a lot of them were written with the women that went through it, So you are getting it from their side. All of these were written from the victim or the person that went through the ordeal themselves, and was co-written with one of the editors. So you get it from their point of view, which is an awesome take on it. And if this could be put into a documentary series, that would be great, because these type of things are important, and a woman's right is important. And if you agree with me, leave comments below and say so. Or you can contact me at FeministNewsN@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and Facebook page, Feminist News Network. Or you can send donations to PayPal me, Feminist News Network. And don't forget, I'm on Patreon and the Soulful Progressive on Twitter. Alright. Look forward to doing more of these types of vlogs to let you know what women are doing in regards to fighting for women's rights. And it looks like the New York Times has come out with a good piece to do just that. Good for you, New York Times. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Peace.